Let's get this show going, man.
Welcome to the Bleeding Burgundy Podcast, a Washington Commanders podcast for fans by fans, with your hosts, Jessy Martin.
Because 90% of them are wrong. They're fucking wrong.
Max Taman.
You've got a plate of shit and you've got a bowl of shit. They're the same thing.
Scott Hartley.
Yeah, thanks for having me on.
John Taman.
What the hell was I talking about?
I just don't get it. I don't get it.
And now, the world's worst podcast host, John Taman.
Hey everybody, how you doing out there in podcast land? Welcome to the big show. It is the first ever episode of the Bleeding Burgundy Podcast in which we can talk about the playoffs, because I don't think we were together back when we played against Brady in the COVID year, were we? I can't quite recall.
Jesse, when was the first episode, bud?
Well, Jesse wasn't. I wasn't on the first episode, so they don't count.
Yeah. It was,
By the way, anyway, go ahead.
it was that. No, it was right after that game.
It's the first playoff game?
Yeah.
Hot diggity.
First playoff game for the Bleeding Burgundy Podcast. So go gently with us, please. It's our first time.
I've got a public service announcement and an apology that I need to give out here.
We'll get to you in a minute there. We'll get to you in a minute,
sorry
Mr.
to
Contrite over there. All right. By the way, Max, you should bring it up, so we will show you Jesse's first appearance on the first ever Bleeding Burgundy Podcast.
What is going on? Welcome to the Bleeding Burgundy Podcast. It is Tuesday, May 25th.
It was running long. I do like to show that off because
Jesse's really hungover for Memorial Day that time. That's what my brain goes to.
He's like, he woke up in May and went, let's make a podcast. Fucking A.
I gotta get some
Alrighty.
shit off my chest.
All right, well, let's get this guy.
No, that was in reference to Jesse. That was.
Oh,
that was-
Jesse.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah, exactly.
Well, you said you had some apologies to make. Now, what the hell?
Yeah,
are
I
you
do have
talking
an
about?
apology, and the apology is to Max and you lot last night. I think we talked about wide receivers. You said I'll never trust a white wide receiver, John. And we said who is the last one drafted, and we said Trey Quinn. How dare we forget Luke McCaffrey? Come on now.
Well, that's true, but we have to give some context as to why I said that. What the hell? There was something going on in the line. Oh, it's because I needed 9 yards, out of fucking Adam Thielen yesterday, and we'd all be eating some filet tonight on Johnny. But no, so that's it. I'm swearing off white wide receivers. Right now, Scott, let me see here. Scott, it says that.
Hello, both.
All right. Well, Jesse, you spent the day dispatching plow drivers and salt trucks to help people in southeastern Virginia, now didn't
I
you?
was driving them as well too.
You were. Now, tell the truth. You guys like to wait at the end of the street and watch when people are shoveling their driveways and shit and then come by and bury that shit all over again, don't you?
100%.
You wait till they're almost finished.
No, the most funnest thing to do is, you guys see us a freaking mile away. We're loud, we're obnoxious, and you hear it. Get out of the fucking way.
Well, no, it's not that we're in the way. It's just that we're trying
to
to clear our cars, and now you've put a mountain back in front of us.
Well,
you wait till we're almost done. We wave at you as if we're...
It's best when they're just standing out there at the end of the driveway. Just looking. You're going to get sprayed.
Tim. Appreciate it.
Going to get sprayed? Well, all right, now. That shows
Like
you some
him?
insight into Jesse's character.
Thanks
there. Now,
for
Scott,
being with us.
hello, everybody. Scott, it says here you got some snow this weekend as well. Is that true?
Yeah, we did get a little bit of snow. Cut about 4 inches or so. Wasn't much, to be honest. But
All right, now we had this discussion before.
The UK has ground to a halt, obviously. So yeah.
Honest to God. Well, it should. From that's a little unusual for you guys over there, isn't it? England is such a delightful tropical vacation island, isn't it?
Well, it is. If you're down south, mate, it's all right down there. It's just grim up north with me.
I was kind of surprised because you sent us when we first got to know you when you were the guest on the show. I think for the first time, which is what now your 624th guest appearance. You sent us this picture of your house, and there you are out in front of your tropical paradise. And I thought, damn, this dude's living well. And I said, looks nice. He said, yeah, I like to stand out in front and contemplate the existence of things. And so I was kind of surprised that you got some snow. Or am I misinformed?
Yeah, well, there you go. You were misinformed. That was my appearance on The Island. It's a survival reality show on ABC.
Oh, no, that was Scott when he was on that African island trying not to burn up. All right, now Max Taman down below. That's a very good high intelligence fella that we allowed on the show here because, hey, why not? He's got good genes. Max, it says here you have a rather famous and good-looking father. Is that true?
I wouldn't say famous.
I like that. You didn't do the good-looking part. That was good. I like that.
I'll tell you what, this is completely fucking useless. Bleeding Burgundy Podcast Research Department is an utter failure. We're just going to have to put that out there.
It's actually a monkey on a typewriter.
Smoking
cigarettes.
I tell you what, I don't miss shoveling snow, but snow blowing still hurts.
Kim, who is King Henry?
You got to bend over so much.
You don't know
why
who King Henry
are you
is?
telling him to look up Scott and Andy Burrow?
Oh, let's see here. What's going on?
Does she mean Coach Henry?
King Henry. She told Derek Henry, go look up.
I thought there was King
Scott
Henry.
Hartley.
There's 9
What's up,
King
Kim?
Henrys.
Well, no. I think we know who King Henry is, and it's none of those English bastards. It's fucking Derek Henry. Am I wrong? You know.
That's
Well,
why
is Kim talking to Derek Henry?
That would be
And
cool.
if so, what is Derek Henry going to do looking up Scott? No offense.
He's F.A.O. Bada's friend. He's F.A.O. Bada's mother's
It
shut-in
must be.
friend. That's what Scott goes over and helps her with her coffee and whatnot.
Yeah.
I mean, there's been 8 King Henrys, so,
He's been in our spaces. He lives over there. That's pretty cool. Really? Derek Henry's been over in y'all's spaces? No kidding? That's cool. That's cool.
So
I'll have to start stopping in.
Shoveling snow, waiting on a word of a shift change to plan a trip to Tampa.
Yeah, that does
I
suck,
went
especially
last
since
night.
you're not in
last
Tampa
night
when
I
it
went,
snowed.
And just look for the. I was curious about the price of the tickets. They're fucking pretty cheap.
Yeah? Like as in what?
$168.
You can get lower bowl for like $268.
Can you? Oh, wow. Okay, that's not bad.
In Tampa. Mm-hmm. Well,
No, at
everything's
FedEx
cheaper in
Field.
Tampa. No, everything's cheaper in Tampa because the people that buy the tickets in Florida are. There's a good chance
Go
they'll
watch
die
on the
before
Jumbotron.
Here you go.
Well, I mean, I saw this thing where the NFL is going to do this stupid thing where, oh, God damn it, you can watch the Super Bowl at your stadium on the field. And I'm like, and they're showing it like, hey, Buffalo, hey, and I'm like, fuck you know, I'm going to go out on February the 5th and stand on the field out in Buffalo. Fuck, well, they might. But, yeah, fuck all that. They were like, hey, Chicago. Like, screw that, stand out there and
things
freeze.
that other teams have done, did you guys hear what the Vikings did last night? Not the players, but the organization.
Choked.
Well, but the organization, they bought like 3 sections worth of tickets right behind the Vikings bench and then sold them on lower price, like cheap tickets to their season ticket holders.
For like
That's pretty
$150.
sweet.
Because trying to get tickets from the Lions fans is close to impossible.
Yeah, they were over $1,000 a piece, and they sold them to season ticket holders for like $150 or $200 or something like that.
Chances are you can't get them from a Lions fan because they can't figure out how to make the phone thing work. Fuck, I tell you what, I had it.
You're one to talk about the phone thing.
That's right. That's why I have you. I'm telling you what.
Apparently,
I saw the
King
changes
Henry-
coming in the world, and I said, I got to have a kid because somebody's got to explain this shit to me. Go ahead, Jesse.
King Henry is another Brit we could add to the UK chat there, Scotty. That's
Yep,
what Kim
we'll
was
do
talking
that.
about.
We'll definitely do that.
So we actually have a British king. That's cool. We'll have to find out why this dude keeps chopping the heads off his wives.
Must be King Henry the Ninth now. Then must be on there. I don't know.
All right, so Joe Biden managed to pick up a pen today and sign the RFK bill, or signed it the other day, right? When he was able to do it. So what does that mean for us?
Today.
That was today. What does that mean for us?
That means Muriel Bowser has to go to the D.C. Council and convince them that this is a good thing for the city. It's not all said and done yet. There's still
No.
The
City council still has to figure out how they can all make money off of it first.
Yeah, the city council is not. It's not going to be easy because there's some that are very against this. They want no part of a stadium there. They want all subsidized housing in that area, which I can understand to an extent, but I think you can do both.
Well, given how it's, I think you could probably do both. You could have cots, right? And then when it's not game day, you can have the cots out on the field and have people sleep there. Why not? It's supposed to be a retractable dome, right? So just put a couple of night lights around. Scott, what do you think? Is that going to work out?
I hope so. I mean, I hope we're going to. Yeah, I hope it's gonna work. So there's still negotiations that need to be done. Is there, Jesse?
Yeah, I mean it's nothing like.
But is the land now a city
yes.
DC owned?
It'll be transferred within 180 days, which actually will probably be like next week or something. So like they're already negotiating right now, and I expect word within the next couple months on whether or not they can come up with a deal. It all depends on how much. I mean, you got to think Washington D.C. just gave $500 million to the Wizards and Capitals owner Ted Leonsis for their stadium renovations. So the only thing that I'm wondering is like how much money is DC going to be able to come up with? Because I mean, $500 million, that's a lot of fucking money, and they are up against it as far as borrowing. So they're going to have to. It's not impossible, but they're going to have to work some magic to be able to help with the funds as far as how much. The good thing is that the NFL has opened up you can buy shares, and you don't have to be a what's that term I'm looking for?
Greyhound.
Where you don't have to be an American or whatever to buy, or what's that? Not American, but you can get outside money.
You can get foreign money.
Yeah, foreign money. So I believe
it's a private investment. I don't know why you wouldn't be able to do it anyway. I guess if the government,
they had strict. The NFL had strict rules that you could could not do that, but they just levied that or right after.
I was going to say
sold.
The Bills are rife with Canadians. I mean, they're infested.
But I mean, like with what Deluxe is saying, you can get a Super Bowl there, you can get a Final Four, you can get
yes.
all this type of stuff. It's going to make so much more money than just the football team.
But ask other, Burroughs was talking about that a little while ago on the bunker. You ask England how much money they made off the Olympics. You ask Beijing. Actually,
the Olympics.
Yeah, but we're not talking the Olympics. We're just talking a Final Four.
Well,
right.
Go to the cities of the Final Fours. Like that's a good grab, but really the cities itself, they don't make that much money off of it.
It depends on what you have around it. If there's when they say the cities make money, go ahead. Sorry.
You make it any major sporting event. You're making money. You're making a lot of money.
It's the money that comes in.
Famous.
No, we're talking about how much money the government's making. Okay.
Well, you have so much money. Like for example, if you have a large event, you got a lot of people coming in for a Super Bowl. Say you got a lot of money being flooded into the economy, and that's all taxable, and that's all going to come to the government in its own way. But the fact of the matter is, fuck it, we're 12-5, and we'll do whatever the fuck we want. Anybody agree?
Draft.
All right,
I mean, that's the big thing too. Is just all the team right now has all the negotiating power. They have a product on the field that people want to come see.
That's right.
Correct.
And
winning changes everything. And I will tell you what, when you're asking about how they're going to raise the money, I will suggest that if you go driving in D.C., you watch the speed limit, and you fucking pay attention to every corner you come up to for a stop sign, because they will put them one after another with cameras on them, and they will find drive across the city will cost you $150.
Two things I have noticed, though, even this side of the pond, is NFL Europe and NFL UK and Ireland put out tweets saying what was the biggest selling jersey this season so far. It's Jaden Daniels. Massive sales in Europe and in the UK. And then I walk around even my own local town, which is small, doesn't really have any football connections, anything like that. And I have people commenting going, Commanders fan, rather than just Redskins as it used to be. Or, hey, weren't you called the Redskins? Now it's, oh, look, there's a Commanders fan. And I'm like, yeah, that's me. You know what I mean? Yeah. And it's cool as hell when you walk around in a very small town of 60,000 people and people notice, hey, that's the Commanders. Something's going on. I walk into work today and 4 colleagues say, oh, you left it late last night, 6 seconds. I'm like, yeah, we did leave it late. Not because they're watching attention. Because of me, because they're paying attention, because it's on national sports media. It's all over the globe. I turn on Sky Sports News, the local, 24/7 reporting, and the first thing up is Marcus Mariota throwing to Terry McLaurin. That's at 7 o'clock this morning.
Dude, I saw him on North Korean television this morning. A fucking woman was sitting there. Oh, most honorable Rita was destroyed. Jason Daniel.
Terry McLaurin.
Terry McLaurin set record. That most honorable Rita break in 5 minutes. So, you just take it for what it's worth. And look, if anybody wants to yell at me for that kind of a fucking accent about this, look, they're North Koreans. Fuck them, right? Fuck them. And any of you North Koreans that have somehow gotten out and want to have a fucking problem with it, just write us. We'll be glad to talk to you. All right, let's see. The people that live in the area, you're right, but a lot of those buildings that are in that area, to be quite honest with you, are old. All right, they're old. They're apartment buildings that they've been around for a fucking 100 years, man. So if we're talking about demolishing a 27-year-old stadium.
But a lot of the tenants around that area, they don't want a stadium there either.
Nobody.
So it's not going to be it's not going to be easy, but it's going to be. I give it an 85% chance of this happening at Arlington.
If you're going to do something like this, you've got to, as Deluxe says, you've got to have the whole package: hotels, entertainment, bars, restaurants, everything around it. It needs to be a 24/7, 365 space that people can use. Almost a community feel type environment where people can
bring
go
Georgetown,
and do
play some
everything.
basketball there.
Well, that's why I was curious about the Armory, because it's a big enough indoor space that, how much of it can be used for shops and bars and things like that, because that place could be turned into a gold mine like that, because it's a fairly sizable building. And I don't know if they're housing tanks in there
when they hosted the Super Bowl in '91, is they basically just built the entire shopping mall underneath the streets so that people didn't have to go outside.
Well, there's nothing.
You're old enough to know that. I mean,
I know.
Minneapolis, Minnesota.
Oh, Minneapolis, yeah. Well, Minneapolis is like that. It's fucking frozen outside. Seriously, going outside is like watching the end of Aliens. You ever see that, where they have to go outside and go get the thing turned on? All right, so let's see. Well, let's get to some coach firings. Who got fired today?
Big Doug Peterson. My wife's happy.
Big Doug got fired.
Peterson got fired,
but they kept Trent Baalke. What are they doing?
What the fuck is wrong with them?
That's what she said. What are they doing?
Where can I find it? Who else got fired?
I love
Antonio
that
Pierce was able to talk to the media today, which was kind of a shock.
Gerard Mayo got fired last night, didn't he?
Mayo got fired at 5:00.
Yeah, they're making all kinds of hell about it. But, if you figure out that you got the wrong one, you got the wrong one, right?
The Seahawks fired their offensive coordinator. And the Bengals fired Lou Anarumo, the defensive coordinator. But
they probably just they had a cleaning staff come in. They couldn't answer.
He's a good coach. They just don't have any talent over there.
Yeah. He's getting scapegoated for that.
Did I see it right that the Bears are trying to talk to Mike McCarthy? Please tell me that was
that's real.
thing.
But the big thing about that though is in 8 days his contract ends with Dallas, so he could go whenever he wants.
They're not renewing that contract.
I've given him the vote of confidence. Mike McCarthy's got all my support and none of my money.
I think he's back, actually. What we haven't heard is...
If he's not, they should have done it already, yeah.
Teams like the Jags, teams like the Bears, teams like the Patriots, they're not calling Cliff Kingsbury, so I'm wondering if Kingsbury
I thought his name popped up once today.
Is he eligible to be called
nothing
right
official. Nothing official, because today was the day that you could actually submit, hey...
Oh, I said just for permission.
Yeah, permission.
For playoff teams, though?
Yeah,
even you can request. You can send the request in, but then you can't be talked to unless your season ends or it's the conference championship week.
The dickhead from Detroit has gotten multiple requests today. So,
okay, so that would be Eminem.
Ben Johnson.
Oh, him. Okay, the other dickhead from
your
Detroit.
friends and your Johnson.
Yeah. Oh, I don't even have my shit up here yet.
We all loved the Johnson in the last off season.
And it goes on repeat until I can scroll all the way up to the top. Hey, StreamYard, we could really use some fucking folders or something here. Save me some time jumping all over the place looking for shit. All right, so let's see here. What else we got going on? Is that all the coachings that were fired today on Black Monday? Yeah. Is that it?
We only had two. I mean,
just
it's
two or three
today, and we have 5 total that have been fired.
Wow, and they were expecting like 10.
I was expecting about like 5 more after from today on. Besides,
I think everybody had Dable on their card.
Yeah,
that's shocking.
a weird one.
Way to go, John Mara. Way to go, buddy.
We had 2 mid-season. We had 1 yesterday and 2 today.
So who's actually gone then? So the Saints coach was the first one, Allen.
Saints, Jets, Patriots, Jags, and who's the 5th?
Chicago.
Eberflus.
Yeah, Chicago. Eberflus was fired.
So it was 3 mid-season.
If the Eagles lose the first round, which I'm predicting, as long as Jordan Love is healthy, Sirianni gets fired.
Nick Sirianni, ladies and gentlemen, there you can see here after losing to the Commanders.
He doesn't do anything. He's not in charge of the defense. He's not in charge of the offense. He's not in charge of special teams. He is just a figurehead. That is it.
And an ugly one. Honestly, if you're going to have a figurehead, you got to get a little better than that.
Does Dan Quinn do anything other than
sure?
He's involved with the defense.
Sure,
100%.
And I would say this now. See, I don't have a problem with a coach like that. Jimmy Johnson was a psychologist. He wasn't a football coach. He was a damn good motivator of men, which made him a good football coach. But he was also a great delegator. He had people that he could trust to do the jobs that he needed them to do. And that's what made him a great coach. He knew how to get out of the way of the people that he needed to get out of the way of, but he also knew how to fire up that team and get them going. I mean, he knew his X's and O's somewhat, but he wasn't any kind of like offensive play calling genius or anything like that. So I don't have a problem with that kind of thing because there's value there, and you can be a good coach that way, even if you don't. But I think Dan Quinn definitely has a little more to do than just
I agree, especially them being a defensive coordinator last season and then coming into this job. I get that. But how much is Joe Witt on his own? That's what I'm saying.
I'd say
Nicole's
mostly.
Got a good point here. Nicole's got a very good point here.
How you doing, Nicole?
Today, Jalen Hurts still in concussion protocol. I mean, they play Sunday evening, so it's something to watch.
Well, I think them playing Sunday is going to help just because it's that extra day.
Yeah.
But, I mean, he hasn't played in, 3 weeks, 2 weeks?
21 days, I think, by the time it comes to the game.
I think they're just being careful with him. I would be surprised if they didn't play him on Sunday. I really would. And if they didn't, I'd be concerned for him. The team
itself doesn't have. I mean, it's the independent neurologist. It's got to clear him before. It's not. It's not necessarily.
You can say, "Hey, we're in the."
I have to write a check to that independent neurologist friend of mine up in Philadelphia.
He's got to clear. There's steps he's got to clear.
Right, but it's Monday. They haven't even started practicing yet. So,
genuine quick question: has anyone actually ever had a concussion properly?
Oh yeah.
Probably. And
like
I just
from
didn't
sport.
know.
Yeah, probably, but
I've been fucking knocked silly many times, and
I
not
am.
had somebody
It's
ask me to
horrible.
step over here to a blue tent.
It took me 4 weeks to get back from a concussion from playing properly playing.
When I got mine, they would bust some smelling salt, and you got right back. I got right back.
When mine might have happened, I was playing baseball. Do you remember that?
How do you get the concussion playing baseball?
I was playing third base. No, I was playing third base, and a kid that was double my size ran me over.
Yeah, Max was blocking the base, and it was a good play. But
his thigh hit me right here. And from what my mother has told me, she looked away and then looked back, and my feet were where my head should have been.
Did a scorpion?
No, she'd fallen down. She's a notorious drunk.
So I completely got flipped up. I got flipped.
All right, clip. 23 minutes. Get that clipped. Jesus.
Concussion's a funny thing.
Shots fired.
We'll kidding, Trish. I remember one time when I got one. I don't remember finishing the game whatsoever.
Yeah, mine was similar. I got like I got off the top of a ruck, and I popped my head up like a meerkat and just got absolutely smashed backwards. And as I got smashed backwards like that, it was a hard hit. I'd got up and I was in a scrum. And as I was in the scrum, the referee stopped and said I was wobbling. But apparently we'd already had a line out, and I had no idea I'd even lifted the guy in the line out. So I was obviously not ready.
We used to call that
no clue.
We used to call
like
that
a baby
getting
giraffe.
The bell rung.
Oh, totally, yeah.
See this where there's a spot right up here. It's always on the camera. You can see it. I can't see it when I look at myself, but you can always see it on the camera. It's right up here. Mm-hmm. That was a full Budweiser. Bam! That was a fun afternoon. I was on the running board of a Volkswagen, yellow Volkswagen Beetle one time, holding on for dear life to the open fucking door while this girl was screeching down the road at like 40 miles an hour going, hang on, Reds, hang on, Reds. And I hung on until I guess about 42, 43, and I couldn't hold any more, man, and I just went flying. Next thing I know, I've been ditched, and my friend Mike is there, Reds, man, Reds, Reds, you all right, Reds? And I was fine, and, I guess.
Fucking Michael.
Anyway. Got in the car, we went and had more fun.
This is good. Got
back in the car, had more fun. Hey, so anyway, we're here to talk about football. Yeah, we talked about football, but we're talking about concussions, which Jalen Hurts apparently has. And look, all I have to say, what was her name that asked that question? What I would recommend is don't ride on the fucking running board of a goddamn Volkswagen Beetle. You get a concussion every goddamn time. Nice to see you, Nicole. Thank you for bringing all of that up and those horrible memories of pain and misery. All right, let's see. Where are we on the big old list of things to talk about today?
Well, we haven't got pain and misery now because we're 12-5, baby.
We are 12-5.
12-5.
I don't care that there's only 17 games. All right, if you take this
Hey,
what?
Where's Mrs. Happy?
Oh, Mrs. Happy. We have to keep up tradition.
It's a tradition.
We've won so many times, you forget to put her up sometimes.
I don't forget to put her up. I just don't want to ruin her. She gets to be all excited about things. And I think I might have run her battery out. Oh, wait, there she goes. Mrs. Happy does her happy dance. All right. There she goes. That is our happy dance for Victory Monday.
It is like one of them things that a used car
It is. I love this damn thing. It's fucking
5
stupid
in
as
a row.
Even better, it's a snowy Victory Monday.
When's the last time we won 5 games in a row?
Earlier in the season, we had a 5-in-a-row streak, didn't we?
No.
I thought it was 4.
I thought it was 5.
It looks like RG3.
Who put that in there?
Getting impaled by Nada.
Oh, wow.
The last 5-game win streak would be 20.
I love you,
would be 2012.
Funny guy.
It's RG3. Watching Jaden reminds me of me. Go me. Go RG3.
I know that in 2015 we didn't win back-to-back games until December.
Some of those late season runs, I remember.
Right, but I mean,
with
so
Gibbs, we won 7 in a row because that was after Sean passed away.
Was it 7? I know Clinton Portis put us on his back. Our
was
backup
07.
quarterback was Todd Collins.
We won. We were 3-6 in 2012 and won 7 straight.
Right, dude. I remember we played the Giants in that stretch, and it was on a Sunday night, and it was so effing windy. A part of the Giants' playbook, a page of their playbook, literally blew out of their book and flew across the field. They had video and flying over our sideline.
Do you remember you and me's thing about that game? You sent me to bed at halftime, and I was pissed at you. And I said, Dad, keep your computer on because I'm gonna look up the score in the morning. And it was so bad at home, our power went out, and your computer shut off in the middle of the night.
Well, I mean, I sent you to bed for a reason.
Yeah, because it was, I was 11.
Right.
So Quinn had a
Deluxe got helicoptered by a safety and a linebacker. Scott gets motorboated by a woman from Wales.
A woman named Karen.
From Wales?
I don't know where she's from. I made it up.
She's from Scotland. You're going to get your...
Well, no, she's
from
actually
Scotland?
she's actually from Newcastle, but her parents are from Scotland and she grew up in Scotland.
There you go.
So she's got half Scottish, half Geordie, which is a strange accent.
And an inch of barrow and furnace.
All right, that was classic. Okay, let's move along onto the football here because that's what people actually tune in for. I'm doggone sure. All right, so yesterday's game. Here we are, almost a half an hour into the show. Yesterday's game. What did you like and what did you not like about it? We will start with you, my friend Jesse, over here from Southeast Virginia.
I like that we won.
Mr. Beard. I like that we won.
There's not much else. I mean, like Mark. I'm thankful for Marcus Mariota after y'all shit on this fucker when we signed him. I was the only one that was I'm okay with it, and he has twice proven to be a very capable.
You're right. He came in against Carolina
backup quarterback. Hey, Carolina just beat the shit out of. They've been playing really good lately. So
lately, not in October.
Look, here's what I say about Mariota, because I was shitting on him. That's a fact. Look, I've always said that there is value in the backup quarterback. It's one of the most valuable positions on the team, and that to have a veteran who has seen everything, there's definite value in that. I just thought that there were other options that were better, I thought, than Mariota. And, okay, so me being wrong is nothing unusual, as we are quite well aware. I'm usually, this is me. I'm just going to spout my shit, tell you what the fuck I think, and fuck off. And if you don't think I'm right, we'll figure it out later. I was wrong about Mariota. I'm happy he's here. Didn't like the two Micah sacks, Micah Parsons sacks. Yeah, early on in the game, I was glad they pulled Jaden. What do you think there, Scotty?
No, I wasn't glad they pulled Jaden, and it wasn't a case of. I still don't know if that was a benching or if it was the soreness in the legs.
It was our fucking center is sucking donkey
terrible.
Dick. Let's go ahead and save our quarterback.
Let's save you for for the playoffs. Exactly that.
Yeah.
I mean, if he'd have come out and said that, I'd have been like, okay, fine. I mean, they made a big deal in the presser today about the soreness in the legs. What did I like about the game? I like the fact that. We got the job done eventually with Mariota. I like the fact that Terry scored a clutch touchdown. I like the fact that we beat the Cowboys and we haven't been swept in this division this year. What I didn't like about it, where do you start? Wide receivers dropping passes, fucking no run defense yet again, no run game yet again. Benjamin St. fucking Juice. Yet again. Just... Yeah, it was a poor game. Which we got away with.
I always think it's interesting when people say, where do I start, and then immediately start. So you absolutely, definitely knew where you were going. Max, what about you? What did you like and not like about the game yesterday?
You could say you didn't like the first half offense that got 3 points, but in the second half we had 4 drives and scored 3 touchdowns. That's what you can hang your hat on. It's we're coming in off of a really big last-second touchdown. Let's just carry some momentum. This team is all about momentum, and they just let it falter in the beginning of the game. They haven't really come out hot.
Four games in a row has come to the last fucking...
Yeah. I mean, you're not going to live that way for long.
5 we've had. Well,
no.
When you think about
4 in a row.
Well, 4 in a row. But when you think about we've had the New Orleans stop, which was a 2-point conversion to win it. We've had the Eagles
game. We had this game.
We had Philly, and then we've had this game.
And then you had the Falcons. And then you had the Hail Mary earlier this season.
That's 5 in a row.
Well, either way, you're not going to survive that way long. And I'm curious as to where the problems are lying, and I think we all know where it is. Yesterday, I think that Jaden just didn't come out sharp at all. I thought that, Zacchaeus could catch those passes that hit him in the hands, but I also think they could be thrown in a more catchable position. Same for Terry. Yeah, it hit him in the hands. We will talk about it anyway, whether he's a lead or not. But I just don't think that he was sharp. I forget names. I'm sorry. Nicole made a mention about Micah Parsons' 2 sacks right away. And, yeah, get him out. Just take him out, man. Treat it like the third preseason game. We have nothing to prove in this situation. L.A. or Tampa Bay or Philadelphia, at this point, it's neither or any unless if Jaden doesn't survive. Get him out of there. We don't need this game to win to be there.
It's Jaden last week against Falcons. I mean, he put the team on his back and he battled his ass off. 127 rushing yards, 263 passing yards. Mm-hmm. He looked wore out.
He is. This is a long season for him.
If you think the dude has been going nonstop, he's been going nonstop all year round. Ever since the start of the LSU season, it did not end it. He has had no breaks whatsoever.
That'll be the thing about this offseason. It's going to be the first time for him where he can just go and not have to worry about class or any of that stuff. It's just going to be...
Because right after season, he's getting ready for the combine. He's getting ready for his pro days, and then right after the draft, you're going straight into mini rookie camp a fucking week later, and after that you got OTAs, then you got a mini camp, and then you have training camp, and then the season, and by then, I mean, he hasn't had a moment to catch his breath really.
Max, do that move again. So that's what the Cowboys are doing today.
Yeah, well, they're doing
Fuck
this.
them. That's right. Fuck them. The Cowboys are going playing golf, and that's fine by me because we beat them yesterday on the last couple of plays of the game. Was it the last play? It wasn't the last play. I think there was a kickoff.
Yeah, no, there was
But I do know that Jessy called the goddamn thing. He called it. We were sitting here watching the game together, and he says, "Hey, it'd be great if Terry got a touchdown here," which he did. All right, Scott G says what I didn't like was this really could go a lot of ways. Another week where the quarterback was the leading rusher. Even worse, this week's quarterbacks were the top 2 rushing leaders. And I completely agree, and we'll get to that in a couple of minutes, Scott. That is a definite elephant in the room, and when we get to that, we will bring it up. JD says, I am not happy about how our defense handles crossing patterns. I am not happy with any cornerback other than Sanistril. I am not happy with our run defense. And I am happy with that post. That's an excellent post. I agree. Yesterday, Max and I got into it a little bit during the game because these Cowboys wide receivers are so wide open. And Max is like, well, they're crossing patterns. I don't give a fuck what they are. They're Cowboys wide open. What do I want them to do?
That's the thing you even see with
Look, if you can tell me that just any crossing pattern works that well anytime, then there's no reason to put a defense on the field.
But when you see it, when you even hear it in the other games where all the receiver has to do, like it was in the Rams and Seahawks game because Devin Witherspoon got burned on one for a touchdown. All the receiver is doing is just running away from the DB. Unless the DB can make up that ground, there's nothing you can do.
But you're in that kind of if you get put in that situation, sure. But you know what? The way you make it sound is that all anybody ever has to do is run a crossing pattern. Nobody can stop it. It's just unstoppable play. And it's not. All right. Other teams stop it all the time. That's why the Cowboys are where they are. However, our guys, they're running wild. I think that we did make an adjustment because Sanistril started playing much closer to his receiver, and he started playing much better. All right. Jesse, do you agree with that? Am I wrong in saying that?
Sure. I mean...
Sure what? Am I wrong? Fuck.
Sanistril, right? Like, Lattimore not on the
fucking
field.
Julio is fired.
Our best receiver. I mean, our best cornerback, bar none. But he's still a rookie, and he still makes mistakes. So it's not... I mean,
but don't in the early part of the game, wasn't he playing deeper off? And then he played up.
But what you saw,
we both noticed that as well. He was playing 8 yards off.
Yeah.
By the looks of it. But to Max's point, he's right in what he's saying that unless you can jam, I think that's the problem. I think they've got to get better technique at jamming at the line before the route gets started. If you can do that, as the elite corners do in the league, you can lock people down. And don't get fucking handsy. That is the problem. You can go up. You can go chest to chest. You can put your hands up above the head. Just don't touch the face mask and don't hook. You're okay then.
They have trouble doing that because of the fact that our run defense is so bad. They need to keep their bodies in front. You know, that's why they play a lot
don't get beat
zone
deep. You can see that's the key every time. Just don't get beat deep. You know,
Listen, our defensive line needs work. Our linebackers aren't. I mean, we have 2 good linebackers, but we're not set up for we're not a stop to run type of team. So you need our defensive backs with their eyes towards the quarterback or towards seeing what's going on in case your running back breaks outside.
Our defensive linemen are getting beat off the ball too, I think, and they're not doing what you would want them to do in a typical run defense, which is eat up some space, eat up a couple of blockers, and let those linebackers bust through. So yeah, so John Allen, let's talk about him real quick. Scotty, I know
Max, you had a point.
Oh, sorry, Max had a point. Go ahead.
I've got one thing just about in general. If you look around the league, passing yards this year were down. We had 6 quarterbacks throw over 4,000. Meanwhile, in you guys' mind, just for the benchmark, what is the benchmark of a good running back season yards-wise?
Nowadays, 1,400 yards.
We had
if that's a 1,000-yard season from 20 years ago.
We had 5 go over 1,400. We had 6 go over 13, and 7 of them go over 1,298. So the rushing numbers are up this year because what you're seeing is so many teams are dropping back to 2 deep.
Yeah.
So that's going to open up the middle.
No one wants to get beat over the top.
Right.
Right. So, you think back 10 years ago, Drew Brees is throwing 5,000 yards and winning 7 games.
Right.
Now, Joe Burrow throws 4,600, and it's lauded as an MVP season that didn't make the playoffs. And
the other thing you've got to think there, Max, to help you to your point and to Nicole's point in the chat, where she says Lattimore helps with technique, doesn't he? Yes, is the answer to that. But also, the big miss yesterday, and the reason why it didn't look so good, was Quan Martin was not playing.
Yeah. Oh,
That
yeah.
too.
Derek Forrest took some of the worst angles, man. Oh, hey, Scotty, how you doing?
Good, thanks,
He took some just terrible angles to the football yesterday, and so did fucking Percy Butler. I want to know, speaking of those two, just how is it that they play better under Jack Del Rio than they play in a defense that might, some people would argue isn't any good. But look, Jack Del Rio, that was fucking horrible. But all right, tell you what, let's move on. What do our injuries look like from yesterday?
everyone came back in the game.
Everybody was healthy. Everybody left the game healthy. I mean, we don't have any designations
healthy,
coming out of it.
But we won't get any designations until Wednesday. But no one, there
nobody
isn't
left the
anything,
game.
Right. There's no one in the press conference that was like, "Hey, how's X?"
Yeah, Coleman came back in the game,
and so did Louvu. We don't have a Christian Watson tearing his ACL in Week 18, or what's that?
Really?
He tore his ACL. What's the Ravens receiver? Zay Flowers.
Zay Flowers.
They said today he's day to day, and it's going to be unlikely he's going to play in the first game against Pittsburgh.
I think they think Pittsburgh are a bunch of bitches. And frankly, I think over the last couple of weeks, Pittsburgh has proven them correct. Deluxe says one of the biggest complaints of Quinn in Dallas was run defense and defensive tackles. Could it be partly scheme? And I would agree. And I would also say that Quinn once sent back a plate of hash browns at Denny's in Dallas, and that was one of his complaints as well. I don't know how big it was in terms of the scheme of things. But, Jesse, what do you think of that? Run defense and defensive tackles? Is it scheme-based maybe?
Possibly.
Well, we
haven't been a good running team even with Del Rio. I mean,
yeah,
right. But
I just don't. I think our defensive tackles are overrated. At least John Allen.
But with Quinn, even especially, we saw them literally on the hashes. They were 12 yards apart at our defensive tackle.
There's such a gap in between them. It's crazy how far apart they are. I don't know how anybody doesn't run up the middle on us. The guards and the center can just move forward without having to hit anybody.
I realistically think that in terms of our team and just league wide, a lot more people are willing to give up the run because it's easier to do run defense inside the red zone.
Mm-hmm. I mean, one good thing about this year that really got on our nerves last year is we're not getting beat that much over the top.
Right.
You're not seeing defensive backs looking at each other like.
Yeah. Right. They usually know exactly where the problem is. They look over at 25 and go, "What the fuck are you doing?"
Or
again?
they go this way and they see 24 and they go,
they don't have to. Right. They're like, "Is it 24 or 25?" All right, let's move along and go to the elephant in the room. I thought about putting Benjamin St. Just right there on that frickin' elephant's butthole, but I decided, it's so obvious. It's so obvious. There's no point in even calling it the elephant in the room anymore. There is not a defensive coordinator's nephew that doesn't know that you can throw right over fucking Benjamin St. Just. Yesterday, the man came in and had 2 penalties within 3 plays for what, like 55 yards?
Yeah, let's be honest.
The second one was ticky-tack.
It was a PI call.
But see, it doesn't matter that it's bullshit.
But if you've got that reputation...
You have a reputation.
I mean, he just got one 2 plays earlier for sticking his hand up in a guy's fucking face mask again. It's like, what the...
Was so
why would you do that?
There was no need for that whatsoever.
No, it's him trying to get his hand on to check the guy, find out where he is, but he sticks it up high. Is he a Nazi? Is that it? Can't help it.
Sorry, touch your face. Let me go ahead and get this flag.
Yes, grab you by the face is what he wants to do.
He probably tells Dan Quinn, "Hey, I'm going to come out here. I'm going to get a flag, just letting you know."
All right, well, I'm going to go ahead and say it. Look, FBI, maybe you ought to look into Benjamin St. Just. He is a French-Canadian. He might be a Nazi sympathizer, and that might be why he's constantly hitting people in the face.
JD, to answer your question, I just think that Ben Sinnott's just learning the game, man. He's learning in here. They don't know. I think they don't know if he wants to be like a H-back type tight end or if he's going to be chipping people.
It's simple. Tight ends, most tight ends. I mean, you have your Brock Bowers of the world, but most tight ends take time.
What do you have, 108 receptions? Kyle Pitts.
Kyle Pitts, first rounder, not even doing anything. Yeah,
Kyle Pitts,
it's
even in the game
it's one of the harder positions to learn, because not only you have to learn the offensive line calls, but also patterns and the timing. It just takes a while to develop into a tight end. I think Sennett's going to be an excellent tight end. It's just not going to be this year or probably next year. But look for tight ends in year 3 to really start to flourish.
I would agree.
You what, though, the kid out of Penn State's going to be an excellent tight end in the league, though. He is fucking awesome.
He is. He's a
44-50. Scott's going to...
Yeah, man.
Yeah, he is. All right, so let me get back to this. It's the playoffs. We cannot stop the run. We cannot run. This is how big of a concern, Jesse.
Massive.
As Dan Quinn said today, shit gets crazy in the postseason. And we like crazy.
Okay.
And to be in those kind of fights, it's really important. He's never going to fucking know what's going to happen.
Dan Quinn's going all Joker on us and shit.
The biggest thing is getting the tournament. But
right.
At what point, where do we assume we would be at this point in the season? Packing our bags, right?
That's beyond discussion anymore. That's
right, but what I mean is, you can definitely hang your hat that this has been a successful season. In terms of a rebuild. So at this point, it's just anything bonus. We know that we're not a completed, finished product.
Yeah, but that's not what I'm asking. This is just a bunch of... That's all we're doing right now.
Right.
We can't run the ball, and we can't stop the run, all right? These defensive or offensive lines blow us off the ball, and you watch... Like, you see teams like this yesterday. I mean, this is fucking Trey Lance, all right? If there's a guy in the NFL who should have a big sign around his head that says, I suck and can't hold a job, it should be Trey Lance. And he's marching it up and down the field on us because Rico Doodle is getting 8 yards a pop, and he's in 2nd and 2 and 3rd and 1 or whatever to be able to do it. And it happens to us all the time. We're getting ready to face guys like Bucky Irving, Kyron Williams, Saquon Barkley if we're lucky, Jahmyr Gibbs. My God, what did he get, 4 touchdowns last night? So what's the issue?
What Max says, it's the same issue that's been there all season long, and it's not going to get fixed. We have to deal with it, and that's why you have Jaden Daniels on the other side. That's going to have to match blow for blow.
Yep, I would agree with that. Go ahead, Max.
The biggest thing for me is we know that we're not a finished product. We know that we're not a polished product. It's going to be. Right now is just bonus getting experience for the young guys in the playoffs.
So basically what you're saying is we're the turd that's wrapped in glitter at the moment.
Pretty much. And I think you could definitely make an argument looking at the playoffs. We're probably a bottom 3 team.
In the playoffs? In the NFC? Look, we are.
But out of the 14 teams that are in the playoffs, you could say that we're ranked 12 to 14.
It's a very strong field this year, especially in the NFC.
So, but what I mean is, right now, you're just trying to get experience in the playoffs. If we beat Tampa and we can make a move into the divisional round, it's the team's first playoff win in 20 years.
Yeah,
do you have any idea how much this city is going to explode and how much people are going to want to be for this team?
Well, yeah, I get all that, but that's really got no here nor there to what I'm talking about. And the idea
you're talking about what are we going to do on Sunday against the
right? Because at this point, I do not want Dan Quinn sitting back and saying, "All right, fellas, we had a great season. We did better than anybody."
I don't think they're going to sit back. I think they're going to do what they've been doing. But I'm saying that it shouldn't be as big of a concern. This isn't the final version of this team.
No, that's not what I'm saying. But this is the final version of the 2024 Commanders, and right now, like you said, we're in the tournament and we have a shot. So
how do you temporarily fix it is what John is saying.
Or not even how do you temporarily fix it. What the fuck is wrong with it?
We haven't got a resemblance of a run game in any way, shape, or form.
We're getting blown off the ball there, too.
If your 2 quarterbacks are the highest rushers, something is seriously wrong with the run game. And why isn't it being addressed?
It's called the offensive line.
We've talked about this for 5 weeks.
Right, the offensive
line. You can't address it this late in the season. What are you supposed to do this late in the season? I mean, you got injuries all up and down the offensive line.
So everybody.
What are we supposed to do?
What I'm thinking,
create holes because
Well, the thing, some of the times we do some creative things with Jaden, and those guys get moving, man. They get out in front. And injuries, I don't really say is too much of an excuse. If you're on the field to play, you're on the field to play. And I think that they're just getting beat off the ball. They're just getting blown back off the ball. And they weren't earlier in the season. They were able to create. They were able to shove forward, and they were
49.
able to. What did I say?
Beat off.
Continue.
What?
Just keep going.
Nothing.
Beat off the ball? Did I say beat off the ball? All right.
did.
Well, if anybody's ever beat off before, which I'm sure everybody here can raise their fucking hand, that ain't the way you do it. That shit would hurt.
You jerk off the ball.
You jerk off the ball, said Philadelphia Phillies announcer one day. All right, back to this. All right. So, in my opinion, what we've got, like you saw yesterday, Wagner in some situations was able to lance in and be able to make the tackle. But when we get running to the outside, we just get the shit beat out of us.
I think we need to design more run plays up
Just
to.
throw that out there. See
The
if anything happens.
the screen pass run game was decent from Robinson. When he gets a head of steam up, he can go. But there's just nothing.
Yeah, when he
not
got somewhere to go,
creating
he
anything.
can go. You're absolutely
Yeah.
right about that.
Yeah, yeah.
With the
I
issues that we've
understand
been
that.
having. And
So do
look,
you
a
think
lot of this
Eckler
goes on
makes a
Allegretti
difference?
too, man. I don't like Allegretti.
he was not being
at
very
the
good.
guard. He hasn't really been great all season long.
He was
He hasn't been
acceptable
great for
earlier
2
on.
months. He was decent through October, and then once it got cold, he hasn't really been able to show what he could do. They haven't really run many successful pulling plays in about a month and a half.
Unless it's Jaden Daniels, and they
Right.
sure as hell have. They've done some clever little flipty-flues where they've got some fake reverses and shit going on.
I mean, think back to the Arizona game with the Jeremy McNichols tiptoe along the sideline. 3 guys pulled on that play, and we haven't seen a run to a running back that has had 3 pullers in probably a month and a half. So,
all right. Well, I can't possibly prove that.
I'm just making an assumption here.
All right, let's get back to something we all agree on. All right, so Kim says Benjamin St. Juste put his arm around the receiver's waist, which he did for a second, but he really let him go. He didn't really have him. It looked like it. And see, Kim, this is what we're saying, and this is what I'm saying. You get the reputation that you saw that one angle they showed from the TV where they were almost looking right over that back judge's shoulder, right over his fucking shoulder. And he was looking at that hand, and he threw the flag. He said, yeah, he must be holding. That's Benjamin St. Juste.
Scotty, can you
Scotty.
can we give ourselves some credit real quick?
Oh, please. Let's do
Okay.
that.
How do we do preseason, Scotty? How's our stats?
You went 11. I just had a look at that before.
I had us at 11-6, but
You
I
had
don't.
us at 11-6, yeah.
But-
Jesse
really
had us
believe
at
that.
9-8. John had us at 9-8. Jesse had us 10-7, and I had us 7-10.
I
I
had us
didn't
at
even
11.
believe we were
I
going
did.
to win 10 games.
I had us. I looked at the later part of the schedule. I think the only game that I really had us wrong with, I thought we could beat Pittsburgh, but then I didn't think we'd beat Cincinnati.
You've
I
been
had us
correct.
I had us 2-4 to start the season, and then get hot at the end.
You've been correct in the last
Time for a
5
refill
games,
of delicious
except
kettle
yesterday.
I had us losing yesterday.
You had us losing yesterday, but you must have thought Dak, CD.
Right. I thought Dallas had been decent this year.
Now, let me ask you this.
Anyway,
If they'd have left Jaden in the game, would we have won?
I don't know. I don't know.
I think
It's
so.
tough.
I
Because-
don't think you could have expected anything different from what you got Mariota. Jaden's
Yeah.
been a second half quarterback all year.
Yeah.
He has, but he was not good yesterday. All right. Speaking of which,
he hasn't been good in the first
Had
half,
slaps,
and then he has
boom.
240 yards.
yeah, I know, but his passing was off yesterday. I mean, I've seen him have games where in the first half, guys like Noah Brown drop balls on him. People dropping passes on him. Yesterday, we can say they dropped passes on him. Zacchaeus on the sideline there is trying to catch a ball that's making him twist around backwards, which, yeah, you're a professional wide receiver. It hits you in the hands. Catch the ball. But make it a little easier to catch the damn ball. You could have put it on his front shoulder or something
Hey,
like that.
De'Ami Brown
I just didn't
did.
think he was sharp. De'Ami Brown, that play was amazing.
And Zacchaeus dropped the ball.
Zacchaeus tripped over the 2-yard line, and what the? Jesse, what did you say during that play?
I can't remember what he actually said.
You're supposed to cut.
That was about
you're supposed to cut the. I don't.
There was a lot of bleeps going on there. I must say that.
So, real quick, just because we were talking about Trey Lance having a great game, and we have all agreed that QBR is this kind of metric for what a QB has as a good game.
I never agreed. They never called me.
Okay. Trey Lance's QBR yesterday was 43.2.
It's not good. It's not good.
So,
but they kept moving the ball.
Mariota's was 96.4.
No, he wasn't good because he missed wide open receivers.
He did.
It could have been a lot worse.
He
that's the
let
problem.
us off the hook. He missed a wide open Cooks in the end zone.
I think it's fair to say that if Jerry Jones didn't hold Cooper Rush out of the game, it would have been a different story.
I ain't paying that boy his goddamn bonus. Hell no. Look, I got a goddamn boat payment to make. You know how much that is?
But frankly,
it's 2 Cooper Rush bonuses. That's what it is.
That's what Dallas decided to do. That's who they put on the field, and they moved the ball, yes, but in terms of just quarterbacking, he was not good.
So I think we are
as well today about backup quarterbacks. We've played a lot of backup quarterbacks.
Dude, this is the NFL anymore, Scotty. It really is. If you look at it objectively, week to week.
Breaking news.
Oh, here we go. What do we got?
This is the first I'm seeing this. So if
breaking news. Oh, we got to put the breaking news music on. There you go.
The Commanders put out a photo of Mark Ein, Josh Harris, Muriel Bowser, and Joe Biden in the White House in the Oval Office signing.
Yeah, that came out right when we went live.
Oh,
signing the bill.
Very nice.
That came out at like 5:30.
Very nice. All right, so there you go. Some breaking news here on the Bleeding Burgundy podcast.
Someone you paid to write this message.
John, you are a comedic genius. Laughed every time JJ was on TV. I'm not sure who Nicole is. Is my wife on the computer in the other room? Is Nicole my wife? Thank you, Nicole. Oh, my God. We had more fun yesterday when Jerry was on TV because what we did yesterday was we put the game on in here for ourselves, right? And then we could all sit in here and watch the game together. Max was that one time they looked over there. Stephen Jones is just sitting there with his God damn it, boy, shut your goddamn mouth. You're on the TV.
Look, there was a period of time.
Do up your tie.
Do up your tie. What the hell's the matter with you?
I had the luxury.
And keep her head down underneath the goddamn podium.
Oh, my wife was watching a TV show earlier, off track here, and it was something that was on. It was like something from Yellowstone. It's like a throw off to that. It's got Billy Bob Thornton.
Yeah, there's a Yogi Bear.
Landman.
Yeah, Landman.
Fucking awesome.
And it had fucking Jerry Jones in it. And I was like, it came in, it was Jerry Jones. And I walked in.
I haven't watched the episode, but I heard
I was like,
it was
it's either fucking John Taman or Jerry Jones. And I looked around and it is Jerry Jones. I was like, oh shit.
I had
Jerry impression is not that good.
I had the luxury of watching every game with him. And oh my God.
Look, we're going to do this now that we've got this figured out. We're not going to sit here and let people in here to watch the game with us because we can't show the game. But look, man, I'm telling you, the things that happen behind the slow motion replays and shit, unless you're looking for something, like I said to you guys earlier, they show this replay of the Cowboys receiver doing a first down. It's slow motion, and the woman behind him, she turns her head around all fast, and in slow motion, it looks like she's some detective chick. Her hair's all flying. Dude, that's fun shit right there. Who called it when the cheerleader got banged in the head?
So look,
who said, hey, that cheerleader got knocked in the head?
I might have told
it
this
wasn't
story
that.
before.
It was the, hey, Brittany, you still look great.
Every time.
Oh, you look just fine. Don't worry about the concussion. It doesn't matter. Just smile and shake 'em, baby.
I might have told this story before. But when I was a teenager, he and I were watching a game together, and he was yelling at me about something that I did dumb. And he stopped yelling at me. And
you set the house on fire.
Probably. He backtracked frame by frame for about 10 minutes to find one frame of a Minnesota Vikings receiver with his legs in the air, and right on his butt was a little patch of dirt that looked like he pooped his pants.
He did poop his pants.
And it was on there for one frame. And he saw it and completely threw off the conversation. He stopped yelling at me after that because we were laughing too hard.
Hey, man. You got to see what you see. All right, let's do some butt pats and head smacks. All right, Jesse, give me your offensive butt pat of the day.
Oh, Marcus Mariota.
Yeah, I think we're all going with Marcus Mariota. That is a definite butt pat for Marcus Mariota.
Probably the only butt pat that's deserved.
Attaboy.
Yeah.
Look, I happily admit whenever I am wrong. It doesn't happen very often. I think people get a kick out of it, so I like to admit it when I am. Fucking A, Marcus Mariota. Way to go. I still think he's got the broadest nose in all of football. I bet you if you measured it from side to side, it's like somebody punched him right in the nose. All right, Scotty, give me your first butt pat on offense.
First butt pat on offense, I'm going to go with who had a good game, actually, and had a bad game, but I'll give him one on both sides, but we'll get to that, is Ozzy. Touchdown. He had a good game.
He did get a touchdown, but he dropped it.
Yeah, we'll come to that.
All right, Max, go ahead with your first butt pat on offense. Who's getting a butt pat?
Terry McLaurin for catching the winning touchdown.
Catching the game-winning touchdown. I'll go ahead and give another butt pat to Jesse for calling it. We need a Terry touchdown right now. And you see, that's the face Jesse makes when I touch him on the ass. All right, hang on a second.
Constipation face.
Well, is that what it is? All right, my first. Okay, sorry. Go ahead, Scotty.
No, go.
I got to pull something up real quick, so give me 1 second.
Have we got any other butt pats on offense?
Yeah, I haven't done mine yet because I got to pull something up here real quick. I'm going to go ahead and say Zach Ertz had a pretty good game. I thought stepped up. He's exactly what we wanted out of a veteran presence for Jaden Daniels, and he's exactly what we needed whenever. I mean, you get in these tight games, you need a guy like that, and he's proven his worth. I think so. So big old for Ertz.
Real quick, would you like the top 6 skill position for PFF grades for yesterday?
It's worthless, but go ahead. Fuck PFF.
Why?
Well, let's hear what they have to say first.
So Marcus Mariota had the best offensive game. He was
like I said,
at
PFF. Those people are on the fucking ball, baby.
Austin Eckler was number 2. Terry McLaurin.
Except that one time he went the wrong way on a handoff.
We'll get there. De'Ami Brown was 4, Zach Ertz was 5, and Jaden Daniels was 6.
I gotta tell you, man, the PFF people, they're sharp.
Jaden Daniels graded at a 59.5.
Except for that, stupid asses. Well, yeah, he deserved it yesterday. All right, you got any more butt pats on offense, Jesse? Nope. Max, you?
No.
Scotty? I'm going to give one to Brandon Coleman. He played a tough game. He got hurt. He came back in the game. I was glad to see that. And I didn't think that he did anything that was specifically bad. First half, not included. I just thought the offensive line, interior offensive line, was not good. But him, I'm going to say, attaboy. He's a rookie. Good boy.
That's not saying a whole lot, Deluxe.
Top 5.
Right, because the thing for defense is
I think Deluxe has been in an accident. He's had fingers removed. He's only got like 6 of them.
We always see where the ball goes, but in terms of secondary play, there's a lot of stuff that happens that we just don't see.
Yeah, I mean, true.
All right, are we doing head smacks on offense?
We're doing head smacks on offense. Let's go ahead and start with you, Jesse.
Terry McLaurin, 3 drops.
You just can't stop, can you? You just can't stop.
Gotta catch the ball. Always you want to be elite. We want to be elite. The ball touches your hands. Fucking catch it.
He did set the single-season team record for touchdowns in the most clutch situation against the Cowboys in their stadium. Stepped up when needed be. That plays hard in his favor.
John. It erases 2 of them,
so
not 3.
Jesse, just to give you a little bit of thing, Jamar Chase had 9 drops on the season. Malik Neighbors had 9.
Saying.
You know who's not in the top 25?
How many yards they got? How many touchdowns they got?
We're not talking yards. You're talking drops. Okay. You know how many Terry doesn't have? He's not in the top 25.
All right, well, I'll tell you what. This is an awesome time to be able to promote our show for Friday. He's not in the top
25 wide receivers either.
Because Friday, we're coming up with our list. Everybody's got homework. We're coming in here with our list of who is the top 15 wide receivers in the NFL. And Jesse's going to have to put up or shut up and find out how many freaking bums he's going to put up there. He's, Tony Tolbert. Yeah, he's better than... Did I say Tony Tolbert? God, that's an old cowboy. Big, fat cowboy. That's from me. All right, so who do we have? We're on head smacks, right? For offense. No. Go ahead, Scotty.
Head smacks for offense. The wide receivers in the entire first half, not acceptable. Yeah, to drop passes.
Bad.
I've got a couple more.
All right, go ahead, Max.
We're at head smacks on offense.
Head smacks on offense.
Austin Eckler, why are you running the wrong way? The read option. Run the right way.
He did. Jaden was like, what the fuck? Hey, but we got like 5 yards out of that play, so thanks to Jaden on that. I'm going to go ahead and say John Bates. Dude, you're not getting there. You're fucking up your blocks. You're just not doing it for me, man. Jesse will never change his mind, man. Disgrace. Disgrace.
I went up from a top 25 to probably maybe a top 15. So,
you know how many drops he was given for the season, Jesse?
Who?
Terry McLaurin.
It don't make a difference. I see the ball when it hits his hands. He should catch it.
Right, but
all right.
There's a difference between it going here or here. He was given three drops for the whole season.
Not really.
Deluxe wants to know if Jesse's head's going to explode if Terry gets all pro. Be here. We'll do it live.
Not
here on the Bleeding Burgundy
podcast. It won't. There's nothing to worry about.
Scouts, I will put the invitation. I know Friday you're a family man. You do your thing with your wife, but I would rather, if you want to come on the show and bring up your list of top 15 wide receivers, we'd be glad to have you.
He's going to go Justin Jefferson, Terry McLaurin. I already know his list.
If that's what he thinks, that's what he thinks. All right, so let's see. I do like this. Yeah, we're doing head smacks on offense. And we got any more? Jesse, you got any more?
Yeah.
No, I already went. I did John Bates.
Jaden did not have a good game.
All right, let me get back here to my dude. Yeah, we'll just give him a little slap. Yeah, just a little one. I don't want him to get out of here. All right, Scotty, you said you had a list of them. Go ahead.
I got two. I got Crowder, who had a fumble. Not acceptable. Lost it as well.
Blame that on McCaffrey. Blame that on McCaffrey.
And that's what I said.
Yeah, that was McCaffrey.
Luke McCaffrey gets the head smack for running into Crowder, causing the fumble. What are you doing?
Yeah, what the hell are you doing? That one I don't know.
Does Marcus Mariota get one just for the invisible taser that knocked him down?
No, I think that was a self-preservation move. He just dove backwards onto the ground. Hey, look, we are 2-0 when a fucking defensive back sticks his left hand up in the air and fucking announces how great they are while the play is still going on, I must say.
That was funny.
Somebody did today. Somebody, I don't know who it was, but somebody put a meme up where he's up there doing left hand up commanders, and there goes Mariota. That was great. I did like that. Let's see. I'm going to go at Max. Did you give a head smack on the offense?
Yeah, Austin Eckler.
All right, I'm going to go ahead and give one to
I'm going to give a light one because I don't want him to get a headache again.
All right, I'm giving a head smack to Andrew Wiley. There was a swing pass where Eckler broke a tackle, and you grabbed him around the fucking waist. I don't know what the hell he was thinking. I think he thought that the guy was going to bring him down, and he was going to do the usual shove forward. But he had broken loose, and Wiley's holding him. I mean, literally holding him back. So, fucking Andrew Wiley, the fuck's the matter with you? All right, Jesse, give me another head smack on offense if you got one.
The rest of the offensive line.
Dieter. Yeah, I mean, it's hard to blame Dieter. You line of Michael Parsons up on Dieter. He's going to beat the shit out of him.
Who names
Dieter?
Who has their last name Dieter?
Dude, we need Biotish next week. Big time. He needs to be healthy next week.
Dan Quinn did say he's trending upwards.
Yeah, both Lat and Biotish looks like they're gonna be good to go.
I think that's the way that Dan Quinn says maybe, or we'll see. That's the parents' word. We'll see. Mom, can we go to this place? Dad, can we go to this place? Yeah, we'll see. Which means fuck no, shut up, leave me alone.
Been up since
that's Dan Quinn's way of doing it. All right, Scotty, you got a head smack? You got any more head smacks on offense?
No, not on offense. No.
No, Max, done.
I'm good for offense.
All right, I think I did have one more. Let's see here. Andrew, looking for. No, that's all I had. All right, let's move to defense. Jesse, you going to sleep?
I've been up since 2:30, my man.
That's why you get paid the big bucks, yo. And besides, for all those people whose driveways you plowed in, you deserve it. All right, so moving on. We'll go to butt pats on defense.
Butt pats.
Attaboy.
I'll give one to Wagner. He
played well.
Decent game, yeah.
It's hard to say you played well when you're the middle linebacker and Rico Doodle runs up all over the place like that, especially that little runt. Fucking, what the hell's that little runt's name? Billy Barty. I'll
blame more on the defensive line on that because they're just getting thrown around like fucking rag dolls.
The little guy. The guy that they're all raving about in preseason all the damn time. Deuce Vaughn.
Deuce
Vaughn. Dude, he is quick
Deuce
through You know, that's why yesterday Max, you're telling me what his averages were. He didn't play very well, but what he did was effective, and that did suck. We were able to stop them 3 times inside the 20 and forced field goals. All right, so we are on butt pats for defense. Go ahead, Scotty.
Butt pats for defense. The only one I've got was the top tackler on the day, and he got a sack as well, Jeremy Chin.
Attaboy. That was the one I was going to use. Go ahead, Max. You got anybody else?
I've got Dante Fowler. Dante Fowler played a hell of a game.
He didn't get his sack, though. He didn't get his bonus.
Sack, but he still played a real good game.
He did. I'll give one to Dorrance Armstrong because he came up big towards the end, I thought. He played pretty well in the fourth quarter. And other than that, I'm not touching anybody else on the defense. I don't think anybody else played very well. Go ahead.
Mikey Sammerstill thought he played. He was very good in coverage. Actually,
once they switched him,
when it was man to man, he was good.
Yeah. Once they moved him up tighter, he played much better. He's not an off corner, I don't think, man. He plays much better when he can get in somebody's face, even though he's small. He's not afraid. He fucking sticks. All right, let's do some head smacks on defense. It's going to be fun. Go ahead, Jesse. Start us off.
Benjamin St-Juste.
Benjamin St-Juste.
Yeah.
Benjamin St-Juste. Benjamin St-Juste. What the fuck, man? You know what I'm tired of seeing is Benjamin St-Juste on camera after a play going, looking around. What the fuck? Huh? What did I do?
What me? I didn't do nothing.
Oh, no, he's French Canadian.
He's got his fucking finger in the motherfucker's ear hole.
Right.
What did I do? I did not touch him on his face. He has a helmet on. I grabbed him by the mask.
Yeah, fucking Benjamin St-Juste. All right, so everybody's going to give him a head smack, I would say. I agree, JD, and I think that Newton was getting pushed back because he braided his hair too tight. That's the only thing I can think of. Teron Payne.
Yeah, I was going to go with that. Ferguson and the fake punch as well. You grabbed my dick, man.
Oh,
I
the
don't
fake
care.
punch that aggravated me. Look, if you're going to call unsportsmanlike conduct for a punch that doesn't even land, what the fuck is that? What, are you going to call him for intent?
You got to learn better than that, though. You can't raise your hands at all in the game.
I guess that's the whole point of the game, I suppose. All right, so let's see. We did some head smacks on defense already. We're still in the middle of head smacks on defense.
Yeah, I got a couple more.
I don't think Max ain't we gave one yet.
Max ain't gone. Sorry.
Noah Igbenogany. He's getting all over the place.
Oh, yeah. Good shot.
Yeah, earlier on in the game, he was not playing well. Let's see. For me, I'm going to go right up the middle with Teron Payne. I'm going to agree with Scouse. I don't know why the hell he let that tight end go. The only thing I can think is he was bobbling the ball, and he thought he dropped it. But still, played it through to the whistle, man.
I got one more, and that's unfortunately Frankie Louvu. You have to catch the interception. It was fucking playing in your hands, man. That's 3 games now. He's dropped a ball that was a clear interception.
Those are game-changing plays.
Yeah,
I mean, that would have been a very good momentum changer at that juncture of the game. So, Jesse, you got any more head smacks on defense before we let you go to bed?
I mean, the rest of them.
All the rest of them. Fuck them all. Max, how about you?
We've covered it.
All right, I'm going to give one more butt pat. Attaboy. Zane the kicker, man. We've had a lot of kickers. Every announcer seems to think they're so proud of themselves because they can count up to 4. Whatever. This dude's come along. He's done pretty well, I think.
I've got 2 more. It's both special teams.
Go ahead.
Nick Ballore.
Nick Ballore.
He was really good. You know, and he
Scott
has been for game on game.
You got it.
Yeah, McCaffrey's gaff. Scott G mentioned earlier, Nick Ballore leads the league, I think you said. Is Scott still in here? He leads the league in special teams tackles?
Correct.
Excellent. That's excellent. Noah I has played.
Tyler Ott got a game ball yesterday off the coaching team as well. I think he was at a family funeral. I don't know who it was within his family, but he obviously bombed out of that quite quick and then came straight to us and snapped. Played the game. Met the team in Dallas, so fair play to Tyler Ott as well.
So here's a big butt pat. Dan Quinn.
Attaboy.
You want to know a fun little stat?
Give me a fun little stat.
Dan Quinn is the second coach in franchise history to win over 12 games.
Wow.
Joe Gibbs and him, huh?
No one else had ever done it.
Well, to be fair, up until Gibbs, they didn't play but 14 games. Well, I mean, a few years before him, they changed it, but
yeah, but I mean, even still, you're winning 75% of your games. Like,
what did we win? 72.
not a lot.
I see Dungy
72 when we went to the Super Bowl. I think we were 10-4.
Do you think he gets Coach of the Year?
No, we were 11-3. My fault. Who?
Do you think Dungy gave him? Yeah. Do you think Quinn gets Coach of the Year? Do you think he's in the conversation?
Should, but
he's in the conversation for sure. You know,
I think he should.
Yeah, and honestly,
but O'Connell's going to get it.
O'Connell's going to get it. Yeah, I think so too.
I think he's probably deserving of it too, with what he's done with Sam Darnold. I mean, shit, man. Last night was
their roster completely so much better than ours.
That's the thing, man. You turned an entire culture around in one season. Here,
yeah.
Dude, took Sam Darnold.
Sam Darnold's always had talent. He just hasn't had.
Nobody else ever got it out of him. Nobody else ever got it out of him. And
but look what
it wasn't just the talent that was around.
Jeff Driscoll has talent.
He was with the Jets, and then he was with the fucking Panthers.
Yeah, and he was with the 49ers. All right.
Yeah, but he didn't start any games with the 49ers.
No, but he was
wasn't
there.
brought in
Point
there to
being
start any games.
Point being is that if you watch the Vikings this year, which I know you have, he's not just been along for the ride. He's been an integral part of why they've been as good as they are. So I give him his fucking flowers, man. I'll give him his props. I guess that's the new way to say give him his props. That's the old way. Huh? So now it's give him his flowers. Everybody's giving flowers now. So I'll give him his flowers, man. I was wrong about him. I made fun of him. I made pictures of him with a cinder block on his fucking head because I think that he
still
his
has
head's
a
full of cement.
block head.
No, that cinder block has to come off now.
Yeah, it came off mid-season. I turned around on him earlier. All right, so how are we looking at the Buccaneers? How are you feeling about the Buccaneers? Let's move on to next week real quick before Jesse falls asleep. Jesse, go ahead. Tell me what you think.
It's all up to Lattimore on the feelings of this game. If Lattimore plays and he's healthy, I think we got a chance.
That is going to be a great war.
Did
you guys see the thing that I sent in our chat? The radio call of Mike Evans.
Decent murder right there.
Of Mike Evans getting his 1,000-yard from the radio call. Did you guys see that? So Mike Evans got his 1,000, and a little clip got posted of the radio call overlay. And whoever the color guy is on the radio for the Bucs said, Mike Evans isn't an emotional player. Have you ever watched him play where he doesn't display emotion?
Yeah. Well, they have to say something. Bullshit. They have to say something. Scotty, how you feeling about the Buccaneers?
Okay, optimistic.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not. It's a playoff game. You punch your ticket. You're in with a chance. You're at the dance. You know what I mean. The girl hasn't turned you away at the door, so we're here. You're in now, and anyone can go far. And the NFC is probably the harder side to call of the conferences. Yeah. Especially when you look at the AFC side, you can say this team. On our side, anyone can beat anyone. I think I really do believe that.
Real quick, and so I was thinking about this earlier today, and it just kind of shows that a lot of teams go in waves, but in my lifetime, so I started watching football in 2002, there have been 3 teams we've played in the playoffs.
The Bucs twice, right?
We've played the Bucs 3 times now. Mm-hmm. Seattle, we've played a bunch, and we played Green Bay.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
Can we play, just Minnesota, or can we play the Rams, or can we play anyone in the division? I'm tired of the damn Seahawks.
If we win this game, we're fucking going to Detroit.
And I'm just no, because you think Green Bay is going to win? We'd be going to
most likely. It all depends. It all depends on Jordan Love. I think he's his elbow.
Would he be going to Minnesota then?
He got hurt. He hurt his hand.
He had a funny bone injury.
Elbow.
Well, I mean,
but
I'm going to be optimistic that he's hurt.
All right, I gotta go.
Fuck him.
All right.
Okay.
All right, then. So we're looking forward to the Buccaneers next week. We will see you guys on Friday at 5:30, where we will all be here with our homework of top 15 wide receivers. We will put this shit to bed and have an argument and tell Jesse he's full of shit about Terry not being elite. We all do love him. Let's see. The 1 Point Safety Show. Scotty, our guest now of 636 straight episodes. Very good. That's very good. And, you can't even hula hoop or anything. I'm not sure why we have you on all the time. You don't entertain anybody or anything. So the 1 Point Safety Show would be Thursday at 3 p.m., and that is you and Andy Lockhart, who we affectionately call Scouse, and make fun of his various appearances. But, hey, so we'll see you then, and until then, we are 12-5. We're heading for Tampa Bay. Let's go fucking Commanders. Go kick their ass. look, when it comes right down to it, they all have problems to present to us. We all have wide receivers. They all have running backs. But we got a guy. That they don't know if they have the answer to it. Fuck the Eagles. Fuck the Eagles. That's right. All right, then. Let me find my fucking way
How about
out of
them
here.
Cowboys?
Cowboys are on the 4th tee.
They're
All right,
getting
we'll
on
see
the
you later.
Jets right now.
All right, everybody. Have a good evening. Later.